What's up, everybody? Ryan from JoBlo.com here, coming to you from the Netflix Theater in Hollywood, California, for the premiere of their new ticking clock serial killer thriller, Don't Move, which is now available on Netflix. Check out a clip.
You have about 20 minutes before you're completely paralyzed. At minute 1, your fine motor skills will start to go. And just before everything shuts down on you, your voice.
I think really it started with a team and speaking with Brian and Adam and Sam Raimi on a Zoom. Just really, I mean, by the end of the Zoom, I was like, God, please give me this part. And Sam actually, at the end of it, he was like, do you want to do this movie together? And I was over the moon. So yeah, I think it really started with the team and then went from there. I think it's the physicality of the paralysis and the different stages she's in. So I really had to lean on Adam and Brian so much to figure out kind of what translated versus what didn't, and especially in these kind of more extreme environments. Being with everyone, I think we had some time for rehearsal, so it was just, I love my scenes with Finn. The rapid scene was really cool. Yeah, so many. I think, first and foremost, I just want them to enjoy it. You know, I think it's something that always resonated with me with the script was just Iris overcoming, something that made her feel paralyzed, which was something I really relate to. So hopefully they take that away. They're amazing. Adam and Brian have been childhood best friends since I think the 4th grade, which is the dream, making movies together. So they're really it was a wonderful collaboration.
I kept thinking of that phrase, like, you think you know, but you have no idea, where as I was turning the page, I remember the first time I read the script, and I kept thinking, oh, I think it'll be like this thing I've seen before, and then it kept subverting my expectations at every page. And I thought, well, if we can make a movie that's that good to read as it is to watch, then it could be something pretty cool. And I just really had a great time working with these people and digging into this character, which kind of kept unfolding and becoming more sort of rich and bizarre as I dug into it. So I had a great time, and it was such a great group of people, truly like a gem of a group. Yeah. We were in Bulgaria. We were mostly in the woods. I mean, most of this movie is in the forest, the psychological forest of her mind, but it's a real forest. So yeah, there were bugs, and there was temperature, and there was humidity, and all the things you get with being in a forest. There's also this incredible Bulgarian crew that would do anything, and I sort of just like to watch them work, and these stunt people that were out there were just truly state of the art. The guy, I have so much respect. I've talked about him before. The guy crashes the car. It's not much of a spoiler. Crashes the car into a tree. But this guy, I just saw him just crash into the tree. Boom. Full, definitely 45 miles an hour straight into the tree. Gets out of the destroyed car and just goes home. And then the van takes him back and he says, "See you guys." I love the funny thing about this movie is that it is a thriller, and it's fast-paced and edge of your seat. There's a lot of very intimate moments, and again, not to give too much away, but there is a strange relationship between me and Kelsey, which is, it is antagonist and it is predatory, but it's also, as it goes on, kind of more complicated, and sort of kind of find those quiet moments in the car between us that sort of open me up and open her up. It was a really delight to kind of find the real granular nuance of all of that. It was much richer than I thought any thriller could be. I really want to see the person who doesn't know what they're getting into and see the first 15 minutes of this and think they're in for one ride, and then maybe be taken for a completely different ride after that. but it's really good to go in knowing nothing.
Well, this is actually a story that we came up with this idea, the concept for this idea of can you have a character be paralyzed for the majority of a film? And it wasn't until we brought in TJ and David, the writers of the movie, that we found a character that kind of fit this arc. You know, we know it's a genre exercise, so it was kind of finding a character that would fit in this kind of a genre exercise that would make sense and what that arc was. And once we figured out who the character of Iris was and then what the antagonist was, antagonist of Richard, it just took off, yeah.
Hopefully they'll be holding their breath the entire time, but hopefully they'll be, living and dying with every scene that Iris goes through. Like, she has lots of wins and a lot of losses over the course of the story. So we want them to be rooting and fighting alongside her, and then watching the journey that she goes on as a character as she discovers this desire to live again. I think when you bring the actors on board, it goes from just an idea in your head to it's real now. So seeing them bring these characters to life and just watching them interact with each other was a treat. I mean, you don't know what that's going to look like until you put them on screen, but they were absolute joys to work with. That was the fun.
Yeah, watching these characters that were on the page for so long in our minds, and then giving it over to people, and then be fully embodied and let them take it and say, "This is your character now," and yeah, that was the best part.
We needed for that character, we needed to be charm, there needed to be menace, there needed to be a mix of both, sometimes within the same sequence. So that was tough to find. And with Kelsey,
you need somebody who's immediately sympathetic. At the beginning of the movie, she's grief-stricken, but you needed somebody like frame one that you're just like, oh, I care for this person, and that's Kelsey. I mean, she's the sweetest.
Fight
and
without a lot of movement. So you had to show a lot without really showing a lot.
A lot of trust.
That was different.
There's a lot of trust.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second time we've worked with Sam. His producer partner, Zainab Azizi, she's the one who found this and championed it. Sam, they both came aboard, and working with them again, it's dream come. I mean, he's an idol for us both. I mean, truly. His films have 100% shepherded who we are as storytellers and as audience members. So working with him a second time was even better than the first, and we're hoping, we have a couple more that we're planning to work with him on. So hopefully we can continue it.
I feel like it was in 2020. It was like in the teeth of the pandemic when they called us and were like, we have this idea, we have the title, Don't Move. And they pitched it to us, and it was an immediate reaction of like, this is a movie. We know this is a movie, and it's a movie we can write.
That was TJ's reaction. My reaction was, I have no idea how to write this movie, because what they brought to us is we want to direct a movie where the main character is paralyzed, can't move or speak for the majority of the movie. And I said, well, I don't know how to do that.
And I said, let me at it.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And it was a long process of breaking it down and figuring it out. And it was a puzzle, like all stories are. And it was just a blast. And once we had that story figured out, kind of broken its spine, then the script itself kind of fell into place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope that the audience gets taken on the ride. I think it's a very suspenseful and very tense movie, but I think the main thing we want them to take away is we want them to go on Iris's journey, and we want them to feel the emotional ride that she goes through and the catharsis that she experiences. That's what we want.
Yeah, we also want my mom to enjoy it. And they're incredible. They that was the thing. I mean, that's the thing for everything that we write is character. It's all about character, and just seeing them embody it, and seeing just the camera pushing in on Kelsey's face, and seeing just Finn, the way that he kind of underplays certain moments that we hadn't imagined. They surprised us, and that's the best thing that you can hope for.
I met with the manager of these fellows here, the directors and the writers. They have the same reps, and they told me about the concept, and I thought, oh, that's when you have a great high concept that just makes total sense, you just got to go into it. And the script was even better than I thought it was going to be. And then Sam and I just worked on something, and Zainab as well. And it was great to collaborate again. And, you know, within 24 hours of reading the script, we signed on to finance it and produce it, and here we are. I think, you know, there's a propulsiveness to it that's on the edge of your seat, and I think those are always fun. It's always fun to go into a theater and have no idea where it's going to go and how it's going to build, and then this thing just keeps building and building and building. So I think it's what's unexpected.
I think they just understood the story in such a perfect way, and when they would share their vision with us, it was just like it played like a film in our heads, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense. And they came together as such a strong unit, and I thought it was so inspiring to see them work together as a team, and to bring it to life was really great.
I think there's that one moment where you feel relaxed, if that makes sense. It's such a tense film, so this isn't a slow movie. I think once you hit play on Netflix, you're not going to be able to turn it off.